Hi, Anayeli Ruiz with CBS in Houston. Question. You sent out a letter and correct me, I'm sorry, I can't remember the date. You guys sent out a letter signed by city, county, school officials asking people not to come to town to give kind of people a space. But it feels like you guys kind of want to brush this off, what happened, kind of don't want people to report what, you know, I feel like these families have been failed in so many levels, and you guys don't want us here reporting that. That's how it feels, and you're asking to tow vehicles from the memorial, from the murals. I mean, these are things that are keeping their kids' memories alive, and you guys are asking to tow away vehicles. It doesn't make sense. Please kind of explain the thought process behind that and why you're asking people to stay away when clearly not everybody feels that way, and a lot of these families want the memories of their children to live on, and they're actually fighting for change.
Well, first of all, we didn't talk to every family member. We did have some meetings with family members, and some that I did talk to wanted to have privacy and wanted to do their own thing that day. And so that's why we wrote that letter, not to, like I said, not to a gotcha moment against the families or anything. We wanted them to have the privacy that they wanted. If they wanted to visit their gravesite, we didn't want a reporter sticking a camera in their face the whole time. So that's why we asked for that privacy, because that's when the discussions we had, that's what they wanted. Like I said, we are in full support of what the families want to do. Using the amphitheater, using the civic center, whatever resources we have, we've tried and will make available to them to support them any way we can. Like I said, we're not trying to, you know, as far as interviews, if you've asked, I don't think there's many that can say I haven't given one. I may not have the answers you want, but I've tried to be as transparent and as straightforward as I can be since day one, and I will continue to be that way. But there's no gotcha moment of us trying to push the families off or not acknowledge this. This happened. It's something we have to live with the rest of our lives. We'll be a part of this community, and we will not feel the same pain that these families have had and can't even imagine it. But it's a pain this whole community has felt for a year. And together we'll move forward. And like I said, we're here to support the families, and that's what this week will be about. It's what we can do to support them.
I know that there was also something that mentioned that you kind of wanted, that you had spoken about possibly getting rid of the crosses in the center plaza. And obviously these families want to leave their memory of their children there. Do you commit on keeping those crosses there for these families?
That's something that we'll have to talk to the families on. They're, you know, whether they'll stay in the cross or we pick them, whether they stay in the plaza or we pick a memorial site and we do where we're going to do this, that's a discussion that we have to have with the families that we have not had yet.
And then one last question, sir. What's the latest on the investigation in your police department?
Our investigator is still gathering information, and we are finally working together to get all the information that we need so that we can complete our investigation.
It's been a year, though.
You're preaching to the choir, ma'am. I know it's been a year, and I can tell you from where I'm sitting, it's been as frustrating as hell.
Mr. Mayor, could I say a word? I'd like to add just one quick word on the letter. I was in the room where a lot of people were represented at school, county, city, and the intent of the letter was not to exclude anybody, but to try to send a message, and I believe is 100% agreed upon in that meeting, that the intent was, if you're coming to, and you have to cause trouble, if you're coming to protest other things in opposition to our families, that maybe you should just find another time and place to do that. That was the intent of that language. And I really regret that some of our families, if they thought that was trying to get people to stay away, that was not the case. I guarantee you 100% of that letter was to try to prevent bad actors from coming in and disrupting the families for that day.
I might add, I was in that same meeting, and that wasn't simple. There's been talk of what I would call people with not good motives that were coming. And if we could do anything to discourage them from coming, I'm here to say to do it. And that was the intent of the privacy in the tent. Now, maybe the words didn't come out that way. Like I said, I've preached a long time, and don't always say things exactly the way I want to say it, but the heart behind it was to me, like, was good, and wanting to be as protective as we could.